Okay, now that we've got everything centered up on our mount, the first thing we're going to do is overlap the very center of our image. We're going to do that using these two big black screws. These are strictly vertical and horizontal movements that do not change the geometry of the image. We need to get these centered before we start adjusting any of the outer screws. All of these should be loose right now. They should ship and arrive loose. Doesn't hurt to double check, just make sure there's no tension on any of these before centering these up. So I'll use this, bring that down. So get the middle centered. It's very important that these get centered before you start on anything else. Now I'm going to start in on the outer adjustments, which are the actual geometric correction for the image. I'm going to start out with just the outermost four corners, and I'm just going to bring it in so that they overlap side to side, not worrying about the height right now. And as I bring one in, it will push the other out, so I need to kind of go back and forth and slowly walk them in. Now at this point on these, I want to leave these out a little bit big, but about equal. So that looks about right. I'm now going to go to the bottom two corners, same thing, outermost adjustments. These I'm going to try to bring in a little bit closer. Again, working back and forth. That looks pretty good for now. Now I'm going to go back up to the top two corners. And just walk those in, fine tune those a little bit. Now from here, I'm going to go back and redo my center. That looks pretty good. From here, I'm going to go through now and start fine-tuning all four of the corners. Now you'll find that the outermost adjusters are going to mostly affect side to side, the inner corner adjusters mostly up and down. So I'm going to go through and use them in pairs to do the fine adjustment on the corners. Again, every time I adjust one corner, it will affect the other corners. So I'm going to bring them in a little bit each time and just go around and slowly work them until everything is correct. So starting at the top left, I can see that I now actually have to loosen this a little bit from where it was before to bring it out. Now I'm going to the inner corner adjuster, and that will start to bring it down. So using that combination, I'm going to try to bring that corner in. I'm now going to do the same thing on the upper right. Going to lower right. Lower left. Now I will go back to the center of the image. You can see that has shifted a little bit. So I'll realign the center of the image and go back around the corners, do the exact same process, and just fine tune them a little bit. Upper left looks good. Upper right's good. As you can see, I continue to use a combination of these two. Now that I've got all four corners correct again, I'm pretty close on my center point, but I can see up here I've got some separation in the middle. The corners look good, but there's a little bit of separation right in here. So for this, I'm going to use this center adjuster. Bring that down. Screws are pretty loose, having to dial in a bit just to make contact. So I'll bring that in tight. I need to check my opposite now because they always interact. One will always interact with the opposite side. That looks good. I'm going to do one final touch up on the center of the image using the big black screws again. And just do one more quick pass. Checking everything. That all looks good. The final thing I want to look at is the middle of the two sides. They both look good. Ordinarily, these should just come in once everything else is done. Occasionally you will get into a situation where you do need to make a little adjustment on these. That's done with these side adjusters, but that is always going to be one of your very last steps. Don't start with those. But all in all, that looks pretty good.